everyone, Skippy here, and welcome to One Piece episode 1091. Directed by Sho Matsui from his Satoshi Ito and Yasunori Koyama's board, and supervised by Keita Saito and Hirotaka Ito. For our first real look at the island proper, at least from the inside, it makes complete sense why two of our series directors, Ito and Koyama, would participate in such a big way, taking on a lion's share of the storyboard before handing off the rest of it and directing duties to promising young director Sho Matsui, who will no doubt do their work justice and add some flair of his own as we adventure onward into the land of science itself. So is 1091 on par with something like Nagamine's 892 at introducing us to a new locale? Let's find out. This episode covers almost the entirety of chapter 1062, leaving the imminent arrival of CP0 to likely be covered next week. And all things considered, there's really no massive extensions of the content to be had here, outside of maybe adding a few small jokes here and there to some scenes, which along with the runtime aid given to the team by the minute-and-a-half Robin and Chopper segment at the end of each episode, starting with Egghead, allows it to really take its time soaking in every detail of what's on the page to bring it to life and fitting in insanely creative ways that are very much so befitting of an arc like this. As even outside of Matsui's usual love for rim lights and more recently Shadowless character art that we can see aplenty in the A part of the episode and which couldn't be more different from one another, we get our first real look at the directorial style that will be dominating this arc in Ito and Koyama's section of the board. That outside of their own usual traits and comedic timing like Ito's unique framing and Koyama's batshit insane visual ideas, there's stuff like visible sound effects, wacky and pop-centric backgrounds for the funny scenes and action scenes, and even really out there ideas like the video gamey presentation of Atlas's plans for the island AC. That altogether goes a long way in contributing to that pop look that the arc at large is aiming for its theme, being so different from the Japanese samurai drama-inspired direction of Wano in all of the best ways, making the episode just so much fun to watch when it's paired with all the usual shenanigans that Luffy and Co get up to, on top of Vegapunk's seemingly endless experiments. It's just a supremely ambitious showcase of the type of aesthetic that we're going to be seeing from this arc beyond what we saw from the past couple of episodes. That also gives us our first look at the newest 3D implementation for the show, in form of rendering Egghead itself in CG due to the sheer complexity of the island's design, which as we can see will allow for way more complex and ambitious swooping camera shots and enhanced scale for the action that will only further bring One Piece's production into modern times. It's surely in its infancy this episode, I don't think there's any disagreeing with that, but it shows a lot of promise for its use in future episodes of this arc that will only be more and more extensive with it. However, it's not just CG animation that one can find here, as even if the 2D side of things might not have one specific main highlight just due to it not being an action episode, it all still moves surprisingly well in a lot of places, no doubt due to the talent brought on by assistant animation supervisor Mamoru Yokota, the likes of Nobuhiro Nagata and even One Piece film character designer and chief supervisor Masayuki Sato making yet another appearance on the anime. All these things and more just really come together to make for a super fun and enjoyable episode that may not be as atmospherically strong as Wano's start, but one that still really gives us a great and exciting look at what we're in for this arc and more, that is just in general well produced and on a much higher level than something like the previous episode was, serving as the second leg with 1089 being the other one to really get Egghead off on the right foot. Now, based off of the preview, next episode is definitely smelling like it'll be a Tokoro joint with animation supervision from Shingaki. So my expectations won't be exactly sky high per se, especially with what's coming directly after it, but I can only hope that it at best follows up this episode with a solid enough entry to further steer us into the right direction. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. I'm Skippy, and this sure was the only One Piece animated thing to come out this week, right? Yep, the only thing.